Hello and welcome back to Rolly's Wheels. Today, on this bright sunny day, I'm now driving in an Arteon R Line 1.5 turbo, and I'm going to provide you with my top 5 favourite things about this car. So let's talk about the safety features of this car. I'm quite impressed with them actually. The car will identify as soon as the driver is not attending to steering or braking or whatever. So what will happen is, if you're driving along a main road, you're doing 40 or 50, and it will identify if a person falls asleep. So for instance, if it is that it's identified after a couple of minutes that there's no reaction to the steering or braking, it will automatically brake a few times and put the hazard warning light on for warning for the vehicles behind you. But the action and the braking coming on will actually hopefully wake up that person, which is quite a nice thing to do. Very unusual, but really, really good. And also, if it is that that person still doesn't wake up, what it will then do is it will then move the vehicle over to the side of the road safely, if it's safe to do so, and stop the vehicle at the side of the road, and then it will give you another opportunity to respond or reply. If you don't reply or respond, then it will actually call emergency services, which I think is a really good feature. Not a lot of cars have got that. Another feature that I really like is, for instance, if you're sat at a set of traffic lights and it's on red and you're sitting there and a car is approaching you from behind at quite a speed, the car will identify that that car coming up behind you is coming up at quite a fast speed, and what it will tend to do is, or what it will do is, if you've got the sunroof open, the sunroof will then close, your seat belts will tighten up a bit more, it will put the hazard warning lights on, flashing to warn the car approaching you at that what's considered to be quite a fast speed to slow down, and it was literally bracing itself in case there is a rear end shunt or collision. That's a really good feature. Another safety feature which I really do appreciate about the Arteon, and I know that some of the vehicles on the higher range will have this, that's the lane assist. The lane assist works really well in this car. You'll be riding along, driving along, and you'll have the white lines in the middle of the road, and you'll also have white lines dotted on the near side. On this particular road you don't, but on roads where you do, the lane assist really comes into its own. If you're driving along a motorway, you have the 3 lanes which are marked up with white markings. The car will actually identify the positioning of the road in relative form to your car. The car will then, if you move the car over and you start to wander, it will actually adjust itself. You actually feel a bit of a tug on the steering wheel to correct you. If you're on an A road, such as this we have here today, we've got a white line in the middle of the road. We don't actually have a white line on the near side, on the left hand side, but even then, if I were to start to cross over towards the middle of the road to cross into the oncoming traffic, it'll give me another tug to bring me back in line on my own side of the road. That is a really good safety feature. And added together with that, you've got the car identifying the speed limit signs. When it identifies a 30 mph speed limit sign, when you're in the automatic cruise control, it will actually drop you to 30. That's another really, really good feature. I really like that of this car. So another feature that I really like about this car is the sunroof. If you're going to get an Arteon R Line, I think you've really got to get a sunroof, because with the sunroof you actually get the black glossy roof, which actually I feel makes the car stand out a lot better, makes it more sporty. The roof itself is a glass sunroof like every other sunroof, but the features with this is you've got the tilt button here, and just by pushing that it literally gets it to tilt, and then to bring it down again you press the button once again, that brings it back into closed position, and then to wind it back, literally it's one touch, you just literally push it back, clicks, and it all goes on its own, which is great, really great. It's quite a large sunroof actually, lets a lot of light in. And when you've got dark interior, black leather interior, I think you really must have a sunroof to be able to lift that darkness of the colouring inside the car. Coming back to the sunroof itself, it's a really nice feature. I really like it, and it looks really great when it's on tilt. The sunroof, when it goes back on top of the roof itself. So when you look at the vehicle, you can see it looks quite a sporty design. So talking about the boot space in this car, it is huge. It's 463 litres of space. And if you fold the back seats right down, you get about 1,500, just over 1,500 litres again. So it's absolutely enormous. It really is. I don't think I've seen another boot as big as this in a saloon car this time. So talking about the knee space in this car, you can see obviously it's a long car, but just take a little look at this. I'm 6'1". Just look at the space when I'm actually sitting in the back seat of this. I've got about 4 to, well, I'd say nearly 6 inches of space between my knee and the back of the driving seat. The driving seat is set in the position for me, 6'1". So actually, this is quite a long car, very comfortable. And obviously you've got the courtesy light switches here, and you've got the folding armrest with cup holders in as well. The seats are very supportive, but this really, I think, is brilliant. So here we are, talking about the shape of the car. Don't you just love it? The colour really makes a big difference as well. But you can see the shape of the bonnet, the way it's sort of clamshell over the top of the engine, those nice big alloy wheels, those 19-inch alloy wheels, and coming along the side of the car, you can actually see the line taken across. You can see that lovely bulging wheel arch. But talking about the sunroof as well, it's a black area on the roof, it's glossy black, but the sunroof actually sits over the top of the roof space. It looks really nice, it's quiet as you run along with the roof open, but it is quite a lovely space. This actually is the a mesh guard which you can slide backwards or forwards inside. But the car itself is very long, and it's plenty of space in it. I think it's wonderful, particularly in this colour. Thank you for watching my video, and please remember to subscribe and also click on the like button, and make sure you keep your eyes on my videos because there's a lot more coming.